So I'm going to move on from there. I'm going to move on to Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable at Clash at the Castle. Here's Chad Gable coming in with Otis and Maxine. Here's Sami Zayn, the Intercontinental Champion. So Chad Gable, much like AJ Styles, not necessarily exactly the same way, but did kind of force this match with his heel tendencies and his bullying of the Alpha Academy and his dealings with Sami Zayn, and eventually it came to a point where Sami was like, yeah, if you want another title shot, fine, you got it. So here it is. They're doing it at Clash at the Castle in front of this huge Scottish crowd. There's the Intercontinental Championship in all its glory, all its history. Well, here's some of the match. You guys, no pop for the Intercontinental Championship. Okay, fine, just me.
The historic Intercontinental. Well, it is historic. It is historic.
Yeah, man. Bret Hart, the Ultimate Warrior. Anyways.
He's savage. Come on, man.
Christian. So here's...
Why did you say Jeff Jarrett? He held that IC title. That's your other
true.
guy.
That's true. All right, so let me go over some of this booking, some of the angle. They did have some good in-ring stuff, but I want to go over some of the stuff on the outside. So first off, Gable comes out. He tries to give some instruction to Maxine and Otis because they're supposed to be here to help him, right? So again, and then Sami goes to Maxine and Otis. He's been trying to talk them out of being on Gable's side, so he goes over there and talks to them too. So trying to conflict them and make them think twice about helping Chad Gable, Sami Zayn is. So let's move on with the match. Okay, so here's Maxine's first opportunity to hit Sami while the referee's distracted with Gable on the other side, and Maxine pulls back the Intercontinental title. I don't know why she does it like that. The way she flings back. But okay, she didn't do it, and Chad Gable's looking at her like, oh my god, what the fuck? So worthless Maxine Dupree is. She doesn't do it. Chad Gable yells at her, sticks his finger in her face, and this is where finally Otis gets tired of Gable being mean to Maxine, right? The bullying. And Otis, they've teased it before that he was going to stand up to Gable, but in this scene, this is going to get interrupted by Sami Zayn going in with a over-the-top rope flip onto Gable, but Otis saved Gable, threw Gable out of the way, and then Gable gets on the top rope and does a backflip onto both of them. Didn't care that he hit Otis too. So he hit Otis and Sami Zayn, but this doesn't lead to a victory. It's going to lead to more fighting on the outside, actually. Excuse me, hold on. So here's basically the end of the match. This is where the angle starts for the end of the match. So Chad Gable has Sami Zayn in an ankle lock, and then Sami's going to push Gable off of him, and Gable's going to accidentally run into Maxine Dupree, and she already has an injured ankle from the other night when she fell off the ring apron during a scuffle the other night also. And so Otis is really mad at Gable now. And so Gable gets back in the ring to beat the 10 count, to beat the count out. And then Otis is outside with Sami Zayn again, so he has a chance to help Gable. This was a nice image, I thought. This was like a really good shot, like cinematography-wise. This is a really cool shot, I think, of Sami Zayn just like sitting at ringside on the floor, just begging Otis, like, don't do this, He has like the perfect chance to attack him. And basically, he doesn't do it. He sees that Maxine is hurt, and he's just going to go help Maxine and carry her to the back. And so they leave Chad Gable hung out to dry, and he's going to get hit with a haluva kick right then and there as he turns around, and then that's the end of the match. So again, Chad Gable doesn't win the Intercontinental Championship. Oh my God. Tough. So there's the image of Sami Zayn leaving with the title, celebrating, and Chad Gable is just freaking pissed. He's got the most angriest look on his face you could imagine.
Mm.
So there it is. All right, so that's my summary of Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn from Clash at the Castle. Let's get some reviews. I'll start with Vlad, the wrestling expert. Thumbs up, thumbs down for this match.
I would give it a thumbs up. Yeah, it was a thumbs up. But I'm gonna take a couple of points away for it not being, or the reason it's not 2 thumbs up is because Maxine is the worst actress maybe in the history of. Now that's a bad actress. We're talking about bad actors in wrestling. People that don't make it believable. The whole where she was trying to get up and then she fell back down again. Otis, ah! Like, oh my God, stop it! Can we stop using her in these terrible roles? Oh, anyways, I know they want her to do well. Maybe she's a really nice person, but she's just not very believable in this particular role that they're having her play. She's not doing it, and I think I also have a problem with the booking. I think I would have liked to see Chad win as well. Just because I think he's doing really good work. Maybe reward the guy. I mean, maybe they still will, obviously. I don't know how he would get another title shot after this, but he probably will somehow, but I would have given him the... I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe he's not. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't really have the answers. But I'm saying I would have, if I was booking this thing, I would have liked for Chad to win here. And the only way that I wouldn't have done that is if he's going to win at like a bigger pay-per-view like SummerSlam or something like that. But that's fine too. But if that's not the plan, then I would have definitely had him win here. That's all. So that's why it's not a 2-star, or 2 thumbs up for me. Just but 1 because good work by obviously by Sami and Gable.
All right, let me move on then. I'm also a thumbs up. Like you.
Wait, what about Robert? You forgot about Robert?
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, you know what? My bad. Let me start with Robert. Hold on. Let me introduce Robert. All right, Robert.
I'll give it,
what about you? Let's get.
I'll give it one thumb up. So it wasn't bad, but I wanted to like this a lot more than I actually did. So I have problems with the booking too, but not for the same reason that Vlad had an issue with. So it was, for me, it wasn't about Chad Gable winning or losing. If you remember from, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, one of my complaints about the recent Raw episode was that I felt like this angle was moving a little too slowly. They kept they kept putting Otis in this situation of, is he gonna attack Sami Zayn, or is he finally gonna turn on Chad Gable? And he never seems to pull the trigger on either decision, right?
That's true.
And then they just keep putting him in that same situation over and over and over again with very little progression. And this felt kind of like more of the same. Where there's some progression here, but it's just like, there's not enough of it, right?
Yeah.
So that was my only problem. Like it was, as far as how this angle progressed, it was just like another episode of Raw. But the match itself was good, so I'll still give it a 1 thumb up.
Yeah, that's true. Chad Gable, by the way, is an incredible athlete. Just ridiculous. The stuff that he can do is insane. But yeah.
I'm at a thumbs up also. I enjoyed it. I think the stuff on the outside where I was like not sure which way it was going to go with Otis, I kind of like that we don't know if he's going to help either side, and it's always on edge. It always keeps the crowd on edge for what's going to happen. So I did enjoy it. I think it was interesting, but I think it could have been better. And yes, I do think it was time for Gable to win. I think that would have kind of hit more. It seemed. I think that, to me, I kind of had the feeling that that's how it should have gone down. But all right then, thumbs up though.